Welcome to the season of self-love, your daily dose of inspiration and encouragement. I'm your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to be here with you today. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery. Are you ready to elevate your mindset and embrace the power of self-love? Or have you come to the right place? Each day we'll dive into topics that will empower and inspire you on your journey towards self-discovery and personal growth. Whether you're looking to cultivate healthy relationships, boost your confidence, or find balance in your life, this podcast is here to support your every step on the way. We believe that self-love is the foundation of living a fulfilled and joyful life. And together we explore practical tips, insightful interviews, and transformative stories that will leave you feeling inspired and motivated. So join me Monday through Friday as we embark on this daily adventure of self-love. Tune into the Season of Self-Love podcast to start your day on a positive note and discover the limitless potential within yourself. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Today is Monday, March 11, 2024, and welcome, my beautiful people. You are listening to the Season of Self-Love podcast, and I am your host, Nyomi Banks. And today we are going to be embarking on a vital journey together, and it's about establishing healthy habits and where to begin. So self-love is it's at the core of our well-being and influencing every aspect of our lives. So let's dive into how cultivating healthy habits is an act of self-love and that nurtures our whole being. So let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, when we return, we're going to dive into understanding what healthy habits is, all right? It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love, and we'll be right back.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good. So I can be paid to be my greatest. But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
Love Podcast with Nyomi Banks, where every day is a chance to embrace self-discovery and personal growth. Join Nyomi on a transformative journey, streaming exclusively on Spotify and Breaker. With daily episodes from Monday through Friday, podcast is your daily dose of inspiration, motivation, and self-love. Dive deep into engaging conversations about self-care, mindfulness, and personal development. Nyomi brings you expert insights, practical tips, and uplifting stories from thought leaders in the field. Embark on a journey of self-discovery and unlock the power of self-love. Mark your calendars and tune in to the Season of Self-Love podcast. Available every weekday on Spotify and Spreaker. Remember, it's time to prioritize yourself and embrace the beautiful season of self-love. Get inspired and join Nyomi Banks on the Season of Self-Love podcast.
All right, well, welcome back. It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And today we're talking about healthy habits, where to begin. So before we dive into our topic for today, let's do a quick guided breathing exercise. So what I want you to do first is I want you to find a comfortable seated position with your feet flat on the floor and your hands resting gently on your lap. Now close your eyes if you feel comfortable with doing so. Now I want you to take a deep breath in through your nose, filling your belly with air. And I want you to count to 4 as you inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath on for a moment on the top of your inhale, maintaining awareness of the air, filling your lungs. And then slowly exhale through your mouth, counting to 6. Now as you release the breath completely, I want you to feel the tension leaving your body with each exhale. Now pause briefly at the bottom of your exhale, noticing the stillness and the calm within you. Repeat this cycle of deep breathing for a total of 3 breaths, focusing on the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. Now, as you continue to breathe deeply, bring your attention to the present moment and set an intention to establish healthy habits today. I want you to visualize yourself making positive choices and taking steps towards your well-being. Now, when you are ready, I want you to gently open your eyes and take a moment to reflect on how you feel after this breathing exercise, all right? If you notice any changes in your state of mind or your body. And with this simple breathing exercise, you can help yourself to center and reduce stress and create a sense of calm and focus as you prepare to dive into the topic of establishing healthy habits. All right. So if you're new here to the Season of Self-Love podcast, this is something that we do every day, Monday through Friday, is we do a breathing exercise before we get into the topic of hand. It's more to center us and prepare us just for the topic at hand. All right. So talking about the topic is where to begin. It's establishing healthy habits and where to begin. And in this first segment, we'll talk about understanding healthy habits. Now, healthy habits, they can be small daily actions that we take to contribute to our overall health and happiness. And they're very crucial because they form the foundation of how we feel physically, mentally, and emotionally. So whether that's nourishing our bodies with wholesome foods or moving our bodies or just taking time to relax and recharge, these habits are significantly impactful on our quality of life. So now we're going to talk about self-assessment and goal setting. So to start this journey, let's first take a moment to reflect on our current habits. Which areas do you feel proud of, and where might there be room for improvement? All right, so let me say, I'm going to go first because right now I am currently doing a fitness challenge. And I believe I spoke about it last week on last week's podcast, is I am doing a 30-day AI challenge, to where I went to AI and I put in all of my measurements. I put in that I was a 51-year-old female, that I stand 5'9.5" feet tall, and I weigh 205 pounds. And my goal is for me to weigh 185 pounds. And to find me, a great meal plan and exercise that can help me in my ability to be able to come down to my goal weight. But then also is knowing what my habits is. Some bad habits that I do have is that I love to snack on potato chips. I'm a snacker. I like to do that. And I love a lot of red meat, steak, all of that. I'm not too big on sweets, but all of those things is the first thing that I had to realize and recognize. What are my habits, my current habits now that I need to overcome? And then from there, then I was able to really put a plan together. But even through today, we'll talk about that, on how you can start as being beginners with establishing good habits. All right. And so those are not habits that I'm proud of, but areas that I am proud of is because I like to swim. I like to be active. All of those things, right? And so setting realistic and achievable goals is our next step. So remember, it's about progress and not perfection. So let's set goals that feel manageable and inspiring. All right. So for my beginners, I have 3 key techniques. All right. So here are the 3 techniques for beginners to use in self-assessment and goal setting. One is a reflective journaling. Start by setting aside time each day or week to reflect on your thoughts, feelings, and experiences, and write down your observation, your accomplishments, your challenges of areas for improvement. And this process can help you gain insight on your habits, behaviors, patterns, which is essential for effective self-assessment. All right, so let me do this. I'm going to share with you. Last week was my first week of doing the 30-day challenge. And I worked out, I believe it was 4 days. I worked out 4 days. I worked out 4 days last week, and I rested 2 days. I rested on Saturday and Sunday. But let me say this. What I do have to improve on, and it's to be very honest, is preparing my meals. It's my eating habits. I'm on an intermediate program diet sort of thing that I will start to eat from a window of 12 to 8. The problem is I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So if I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning and my first meal is at noon, that's a no-go. That just puts my body more in a starvation type of mode. So this week, starting today, I kind of changed that so where my window will be from 10 to 5. So that will be my window to eat from 10 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. So I'm kind of flipping it some for that. And I had to adjust it because I can't sleep in. I'm up at 4:30 every morning, no matter what time I go to bed. I can go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be right back up at 2 o'clock. So, at 4 o'clock. So now I have to understand how my body clock works. And so now I have to adjust to what my body is now versus what it used to be beforehand. All right, the second thing is SMART goals. This is another technique. When setting goals for yourself, use the SMART criteria to ensure that they are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So this framework will help you to create a clear and actionable objectives that you can work towards. For example, instead of saying, I want to eat healthier, a SMART goal will be, I will eat at least 5 servings of fruit and vegetables every day for the next month. So instead of saying I wish, it's actually put it in a plan on what you would eat or what you would do. And the last one is a feedback loop. Establishing a feedback loop is to monitor your progress and make adjustments as needed. So you regularly review your goals, assess your performance, and seek feedback from others to gain a different perspective. And this is a continuous feedback loop. It allows you to course correct and celebrate wins and learn from setbacks along the way. So by incorporating reflective journaling, SMART goals, and feedback loop into your self-assessment and goal setting process, you can develop a more structural and effective approach to your personal growth and development. All right, so and with these techniques, I want to share with you a few techniques for those of beginners to have a solid foundation where you can cultivate self-awareness, set meaningful goals, and track your progress towards creating a healthier habits and achieving desired outcomes. So for beginners, feedback loop, I just explained to you before what feedback loop was, but to establish a constructive and supportive feedback loop in your self-assessment journey, you can consider these few strategies. One is seek feedback from trusted sources. Beginners should seek feedback from your mentors, peers, or coaches. For me, can I be honest, I'm using social media as my feedback. And the reason why is, well, not only is it making me accountable for, because people will see that I posted videos of what I'm doing, of my progress, but also there are a ton of people out there. There are professional trainers, coaches that can help me with, with some things, even when I'm talking about intermittent fasting, in that lifestyle of what I'm doing right there. I can get more input of that and telling me, okay, well, maybe you shouldn't do that every day. Maybe it should be a Monday to Thursday thing. And me just being open to a lot of those constructive criticism or even advice that is given, to me from that. And see, with these individuals, it can offer valuable insights, different perspective, and suggest for improvement that can help beginners identify blind spots and areas of growth. All right, encourage self-reflection. So by encouraging self-reflection is very crucial for beginners to assess their own performance and behaviors in progress. So by setting time to reflect on experiences, beginners can gain a deeper insight into their strengths, their weaknesses, and their development areas. So self-reflection can also help beginners identify patterns, triggers, and opportunity for personal growth. All right, and the last one is set clear expectations. So with soliciting feedback from others, beginners should set clear expectations about the type of feedback they are seeking and how it will be used by providing specific context and framing in the feedback request. for effectively beginners. All right, so for this one, now I mentioned a lot that I've had trainers, spent thousands and thousands on trainers, meal plans, and all of those things. And I've even had people ask to request to be my workout buddy. And I've declined because I don't want any workout buddies. Right now, it's more of me with a self-motivation, but I am open to taking advice and positive constructive criticism. You understand what I'm saying? So for me, that has been a help for me to do that feedback loop. So everything that I'm telling you now are things that I am currently doing and using at this time. Because I know coming back and trying to get my body back the way that I want it, it's creating new habits. And it's creating healthy and positive new habits, all right? All right, it's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and we'll be right back.
This March, Ask Nyomi. Bridging the Gap presents to extraordinary guests who are breaking boundaries and sharing their unique perspectives. On March 14th, join us as we welcome Brian Reeves, a former U.S. Air Force officer turned relationship coach and author of Choose Her Every Day or Leave. Get ready for an eye-opening discussion on love, relationships, and the power of daily choices. Then, on March 28th, prepare to be captivated by Curtis and Rennie Martin from the iconic Moonlight Bunny Ranch in Nevada. Hear her inspiring story as she challenges stereotypes and shines a light on the world of sex work. Don't miss these compelling conversations. Subscribe now and tune in to Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap.
Hey, it's Dr. Will with the Washington Wellness Institute. Here at the Institute, we focus on so many different things, but our biggest focus is modernizing how we take mental illness into holistic wellness and making healing a lifestyle. So, if you're interested in taking the next steps, whether it's a clinician, community member, or simply just a friend, sign up today for a 15-minute consultation. You won't regret it. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
All right, my beautiful people, well, welcome back. This is your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And today we're talking about establishing healthy habits and where to begin. All right, now we're in our third segment. Is it about building a routine? You see, consistency is the key when establishing new habits. So creating a daily routine that includes time for self-care, exercise, and healthy eating can make all the difference. And I'll share some tips with you on how to craft a routine that feels both joyful and supportive of our goals. So making self-love a priority every day. All right, so crafting a routine that feels joyful and supportive for you are very essential in maintaining motivation and sustainability. All right, so here's some steps, some tips that can help you, the routine, and help balance it, productively with joy. Incorporating activities that you enjoy already. So identify activities that bring you joy and incorporating them into your routine, whether it's listening to music, practicing a hobby, or spending time outdoors, including activities that make you happy, that can help you maintain a positive mindset and increase your overall satisfaction with your routine. So one of my routines is I do dance. I love to dance. And honestly, dance has always been my go-to exercise. Like I'll go out to the clubs Friday through Sunday, and I'll be dancing my butt off, literally. And I understood back then my metabolism was going so fast. That was a part of my workout routine, and I didn't even know it. So now, me being the big age of 51, I had to make sure that that's something that I implement into my workout plans. Period. So even in between, I play my music, I blast my music, and in between from one set to the other, I'm dancing. And I make it more enjoyable for me. I do, because honestly, I am not a gym rat. I'm not. I just been blessed to just have an active, just my body to be active. Another thing that I like to do is I like to swim. And so that's another part of my workout, that I do a swim day. That I do exercises in the pool as well as, do my laps. So that's, good for me there. Okay, another one is mix work with pleasure. Find ways to blend activities that support your goals with activities that bring you joy. So for example, if you enjoy exercising, combine your workout with listening to your favorite podcast or audiobook. And this can make the experience more enjoyable and help you stay engaged in your routine. All right, so I'm going to be honest on this one. This is what I have to do today. So after I finish recording this podcast and uploading it, for the next few days, I will not be listening to music, but I will listen to a book. I have a guest that I'm interviewing on Thursday for Ask Naomi Bridging the Gap podcast. And he has an amazing book, and I'm probably like a third through it, so I still have a ways to go. And so I will be listening to that during my workout. I want to see how this is going to go. I truly do. I want to see it, because usually so I went and purchased the Audible because he sent me a copy of it, but I had to listen to it through the Audible, and I knew why, because I knew I had to be moving around these past few weeks. So for me, it allows me to be multitasking, to do things that's beneficial for me. But usually what I do when I am reading books and I have guests on there that I do book reviews and I bring them on as guests, I read the whole entire book and I take notes. This going to be very challenging, but it's gonna work out for me. I'm claiming that, y'all. It's gonna work out for me. All right, the next one is practice self-care. Prioritize self-care activities in your routine to support your well-being and mental health. And this can include meditation, journaling, and taking breaks or engaging in relaxation techniques. So taking care of yourself is so crucial for maintaining a positive mindset and staying motivated to achieve your goals. All right, and the next one is to celebrate those small wins. Acknowledge and celebrate your achievement, no matter how small they may seem. So recognizing your progress and your accomplishment can boost your confidence, reinforce your positive behaviors, and increase your motivation to continue working towards your goal. And the next one is stay mindful and present. Practice mindfulness and be present in the moment during your daily activities. So focus on the task at hand without getting distracted by past or future. Being mindful can help you to appreciate the joys in simple moments and cultivate a sense of gratitude for your routine. And also adjust as needed. Be open to making adjustments to your routine to ensure that it continues to support you in both your goals. So like I spoke earlier in this show, is that I had to readjust my eating time, my eating window. So instead of it being noon to 8, I had to readjust it to 10 to 5. Because I knew that me being up at 4 o'clock, I'm an early riser, me being up at 4 o'clock in the morning and my first meal is not to noon, that was just crazy. And I felt it in my body. I did. I felt the tiredness in my body. I wasn't fueling it. So I had to adjust it. And listen to your body. That's another thing. Pay attention to how your body and your mind respond to your routine. If you're feeling drained or overwhelmed or unfulfilled, it may be a sign that your routine needs some modification, just like I just spoke, all right? All right, so now that we know with the tips on how to create a routine and how to create a balanced and fulfilling schedule that supports your goals, let's take a quick break, and then we come back and we just get a little bit more deeper into what we're talking about, all right? It's your girl, the Goddess, Nyomi Rex, here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and we'll be right back.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good. So I can be paid to be my greatest. But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
Are you ready to kickstart your journey to a healthier, more fulfilling life? Introducing Good Morning, My Sexy People, 90 Days to Kick Off Your Healing Living Journal by Nyomi Banks. This transformative journal is your personal guide to achieving physical, mental, and emotional well-being. With its easy-to-follow prompts and powerful exercises, you'll embark on a 90-day healing journey like no other. Each morning, as you open the pages of this journal, you'll discover thought-provoking questions, uplifting affirmations, and space to reflect on your progress. It's your secret weapon to breaking free from old patterns and embracing a healthier, sexier you. Say goodbye to self-doubt and hello to self-love. Good Morning, My Sexy People will empower you to make positive changes every single day. You'll develop healthy habits, cultivate gratitude, and unlock your true potential. Whether you're seeking to improve your fitness, boost your confidence, or find inner peace, this journal is your trusted companion. It's the support system you need to stay motivated, focused, and inspired throughout your journey. Don't wait another day to start living your best life. Good Morning, My Sexy People, 90 Days to Kick Off. Your Healing Living Journal by Nyomi Banks is available now on Amazon. Grab your copy today and begin your transformation. Remember, it's time to prioritize yourself, set your intentions, and unleash the sexy, vibrant person within. Get your copy of Good Morning, My Sexy People today, and let the healing begin.
All right, well, welcome back. It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And today we're talking about establishing healthy habits and where to begin. All right, so in this segment, we're going to talk about mindfulness and self-care. And so mindfulness and self-care are essential for our mental and our emotional well-being. So incorporating mindfulness practices like meditation and journaling, it helps us to stay connected to our feelings and our need and self-care. So if anything, it fills your cup and it brings you to joy. So right now I want to explore on how these practices can become non-negotiable parts of your healthy habits. All right, so to make mindfulness practices like meditation and journaling non-negotiable parts of your healthy habits, I want you to consider the following strategies. One is set realistic goals. Start by setting achievable goals for your mindfulness practice. So for example, commit to meditating for just 5 minutes a day or journaling 3 times a week, and setting realistic goals that makes it easier to incorporate these practices into your routine consistently. For me, when I started meditating and I started on the journey, I started off with 2-minute intervals. And then from there, I will go, further up and up and up to where now I can sit for 20, 30 minutes and just be in that, just be there, just be in that peaceful moment, meditating, being mindful and everything, because now I understand what it is. And when I'm done with it, it makes me feel so relaxed. The next one is to create a routine. Establish a specific time in your daily schedule dedicated to mindfulness practices, whether it's the first thing in the morning, during lunch break, or before bedtime. So having a set routine helps you to prioritize these activities and make them a non-negotiable part of your day. For me, it's early in the morning. So when I'm up at 4:30 in the morning, I make my bed, wash my face. That's the first thing I do. I go into my golden rose room and I sit in front of my altars, and that is what I do. When I have days of stressful days, when I have a lot of work and it can get very overwhelming, I will take a moment in time right in the middle of whatever I'm doing, and I will go sit at a window and look outside of that window and go to a place, a mindful place. I will focus on, just say it's a tree out there, maybe a bird out there. I allow myself to be in a quiet space and just focus on that. And it helps to ease my tension or whatever that I'm going on, the project that I'm working on. So even if, and I'm just to an addition of you making those times in the morning or lunchtime or, at night before you go to bed, also be mindful that even when you're in the middle of working on something, you can be at work, at your job or whatever like that, maybe go to the bathroom. Take a break, remove yourself, go to the bathroom, and find something positive that you can focus on. Even if you got like a little squishy ball in your hand or something that you can take with you, that you can put there and you can just stare at it in your hand. Take a deep breath, close your eyes, and just, be mindful in that moment, if that makes sense. All right, the next one is start small. If you're new to mindful practices, start with small steps to build consistency. So begin with short meditation sessions or writing a few sentences in your journal. Gradually increases the duration of your intensity as you become more comfortable with this practice. Number 4 is accountability. Share your mindfulness goals with a friend, family member, or join a community that supports these practices. And having someone to hold you accountable, this can motivate you to stay committed to your mindfulness. The next one is reflect on your benefits. Keep track on how mindful practice positively impact your emotional and your mental well-being. So by reflecting on your benefits, on the benefits you experience, such a reduced stress. The benefits you experience is reduced stress, increased clarity, or improved mood. So reminding yourself of these benefits can reinforce the importance of making mindfulness non-negotiable in your healthy habits. And mindful integration. Look for opportunities to weave mindfulness into your daily activities. Practice mindfulness while eating, walking, or engaging in routine tasks. And later on this week or next week, I'm trying to find a nutritionist guest to come on because we talked about mindful eating before, and I believe we talked about that right before Thanksgiving of last year. And so this year I wanted to do talk about it a little different way, to where we have a professional come on that is a nutritionist. So I'm waiting for that nutritionist to confirm with me. But if so, we're going to have her either on later this week or early next week to better understand what mindful eating is. And it truly does help. It helps a lot. It helps a lot with that. All right, so by applying these strategies, you can cultivate a consistent mindful practice that becomes an integral and non-negotiable part of your healthy habits. So supporting your emotional and mental well-being, all right? All right, so let's do this. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and then we're going to close it off, all right? It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast, and we'll be right back.
This March, Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap presents to extraordinary guests who are breaking boundaries and sharing their unique perspectives. On March 14th, join us as we welcome Brian Reeves, a former U.S. Air Force officer turned relationship coach and author of Choose Her Every Day or Leave. Get ready for an eye-opening discussion on love, relationships, and the power of daily choices. Then, on March 28th, prepare to be captivated by Curtis and Remy Martin from the iconic Moonlight Bunny Ranch in Nevada. Hear her inspiring story as she challenges stereotypes and shines a light on the world of sex work. Don't miss these compelling conversations. Subscribe now and tune in to Ask Nyomi, Bridging the Gap.
All right, well, welcome back. It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And today we're talking about establishing healthy habits and where to begin. In this segment, we're going to talk about overcoming challenges and staying motivated. See, it's normal to face challenges and dips in motivation as we work to establish new habits. All right, so let's talk about some common hurdles and how to navigate them. Because remember, every day is a new opportunity to choose self-love and healthy habits. And we'll discuss strategies to keep you motivated and committed to your well-being journey, all right? Excuse me. All right, so when establishing new habits, it's common to face hurdles that can hinder progress. So here are 3 common hurdles and strategies to navigate them, all right? Number 1 is the lack of motivation. Strategy. Break the habit into smaller, manageable steps. So by taking small actions consistently, you can build momentum and motivation. And it reminds yourself of the reason of why you wanted to establish this new habit in the first place. So you visualize the benefits that you gain for sticking to this habit to reignite your motivation. All right, number 2, overwhelm or procrastination. All right, so the strategy is to simplify the habit by starting with a very easy version of it. For example, if you want to establish a daily exercise routine but feel overwhelmed, start with just a 5-minute workout. And then over time, you can gradually increase the intensity and the duration. And also use the 2-minute rule. Commit to doing the habit for just 2 minutes to overcome the initial resistance to starting. All right, and our last one is the lack of consistency. Strategy. Create a specific plan and schedule for when and where you will perform the new habit. Make it as easy as possible to follow through by removing obstacles and setting up reminders. Additionally, track your progress using a habit tracker or journal to hold yourself accountable. And celebrate the small wins along the way to reinforce the habit and build consistency. So by addressing these common hurdles with practical strategies, you can increase your chances of successfully establishing new habits. Yes, yes. All right. All right, my beautiful people. So I thank you again for joining me on this journey because we've journeyed through some importance of establishing healthy habits today as a foundation of self-love. So from understanding what healthy habits are to creating a supportive routine and overcoming challenges. And see, with each step you take, it's a step closer to a healthier and a happier you, all right? So again, my beautiful people, I thank you. I thank you. Thank you. So make sure you tune in to tomorrow. I believe we have Dr. Will on tomorrow as well, okay? So remember to like, share your comments here to the Season of Self-Love, because your commitment to self-love and well-being is truly inspiring. And I want you to remember that the journey to establishing healthy habits is personal and it's unique to you. So take in one step at a time and be kind to yourself along the way. And again, join us for the next episode as we continue to explore the beautiful journey of self-love. So until then, take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Thank you for listening to the Season of Self-Love podcast. If you have any questions or would like to connect with us, you can follow us on social media. Just search for the Season of Self-Love on Instagram. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, feel free to email us at elevateme9999@gmail.com. And remember, you are worthy of love, growth, and happiness. So keep shining bright. And I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the Season of Self-Love. Be good to one another and yourselves. And always keep it sexy. Sending light, love, and prayers.